Welcome back to the Turing Test Podcast, everyone. I'm Jamie, and as always, I'm joined by the brilliant, though sometimes infuriating, Rachel.
Infuriating. I think you mean insightful, Jamie. And hello to our listeners.
Right, insightful. So today we're diving headfirst into the murky waters of AI regulation. It's a hot topic, especially with all the buzz around, AI potentially taking over the world and all that jazz.
It's not just buzz, Jamie. We're seeing real concerns about the potential for misuse, bias, and even, dare I say it, existential threats.
Okay. Existential threats might be a bit much, don't you think? I mean, we're not quite in a Terminator scenario yet, but I get it. There are risks. But isn't overregulation just going to stifle innovation? We're talking about potentially hindering the next big technological leap here.
Stifle innovation? That's the go-to argument for every industry facing regulation. Remember Big Tobacco? They cried wolf about innovation too. It's not about stopping progress. It's about ensuring that progress is responsible and doesn't leave a trail of destruction in its wake.
Come on, Rachel. Comparing AI to Big Tobacco is a bit dramatic, don't you think? We're talking about tools that can revolutionize healthcare, education, you name it. Think of the potential benefits.
And the potential harms. We've already seen examples of AI bias in facial recognition, loan applications, even criminal justice. Without proper regulation, these issues will only get worse.
But who decides what's proper regulation? A bunch of bureaucrats in Washington who barely understand how to use their iPhones. That's a recipe for disaster.
It's not about bureaucrats. It's about experts, ethicists, and stakeholders coming together to create a framework that promotes innovation while mitigating risks. Think of it like, building a car. You need safety regulations to ensure it doesn't explode when you turn the key.
Okay, bad analogy. Cars are a lot simpler than AI. And besides, the private sector is already working on AI safety. Companies like Google and OpenAI have entire teams dedicated to it.
And you think self-regulation is enough? Look at the history of, pretty much every industry. Self-regulation often leads to self-serving behavior. We need independent oversight to ensure accountability.
So you're saying we need a global AI police force? Come on, Rachel, be realistic.
Don't be ridiculous, Jamie. It's not about a police force. It's about establishing clear guidelines and standards and having mechanisms in place to enforce them.
And who's going to enforce them? The UN. Good luck with that.
This is important, Jamie. We can't just bury our heads in the sand and hope for the best. We need to have these difficult conversations and find solutions that work.
Okay, I hear you. But let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater. We need to find a balance, right? A way to encourage innovation while also addressing legitimate concerns. By the way, so before we continue, just a quick shout out to Augmented AI, the producer of the Turing Test podcast. Augmented AI hosts a variety of cutting-edge courses in generative AI, large language models, edge AI, robotics, and computer vision. You can get a free generative AI course at bit.ly/Turing Test podcast or go to www.augmentedstartups.com.
Exactly. It's a tightrope walk, but it's one we have to take. And it's not just about the technology itself, it's about the societal impact. How will AI affect jobs, privacy, even democracy? These are big questions that we need to grapple with.
And who's going to answer those questions? Philosophers? Politicians? I mean, this is getting pretty deep, Rachel.
It's not about one group having all the answers, Jamie. It's about bringing together diverse perspectives and having open and honest discussions. And maybe, just maybe, we can figure this out before the robots actually do take over.
Okay, enough with the robot apocalypse talk. But seriously, this is a complex issue with no easy answers. And I think we're just scratching the surface here.
We are. And it's a conversation that needs to continue. We need to keep pushing for responsible AI development and regulation, and we need to hold those in power accountable.
Well said, Rachel. And on that note, I think we'll wrap up this episode. It's been lively, to say the least.
Lively is one word for it. But hey, that's what makes this podcast so much fun, right?
Right. So to our listeners, thanks for tuning in. And as always, keep thinking, keep questioning, and keep the conversation going.
And lastly, don't forget to check out Augmented AI University to upgrade your skills and become an AI expert fast. Go to bit.ly/Turing Test podcast to enroll in your free cutting-edge AI course at augmentedstartups.com. See you next time.